And we're live, or so I'm told. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's Tuesday again. Time for another round of Shadowrun missions in Chicago. I am Danny, your GM. And before we get rolling today, we are going to recap what happened last week. What happened last week is there was an election in our country, and I think a lot of people were really stressed out, and that kind of bled over into our game that night. And I think that was really palpable, and we could all feel that. We did talk about it afterwards, and what we do know is that we all love each other, we all respect each other, and we all want to keep playing together. So to that end, we have reset ourselves and are just kind of gonna come back into this fresh and keep the story going. All right, so with that, we left off in that sort of morass of feelings and angst, with Kaida getting off the van and standing at the sidewalk and kind of watching Darcy roll away as everyone inside was considering perhaps what the next move was going to be. And that's where we're starting.
Satchel kind of wakes up from his stupor in the back and notices like things are going down, and he's kind of confused what's happening. Like, where's Kaida going?
So Gertie has been pretty quiet during this the past couple of minutes, and her shoulders start to get bigger as she starts to sit up more straight, and Darcy starts slowing to a crawl and rolls to a stop in the middle of the street. And Gertie gets very quiet, and she sort of looks around, and she says, okay, here's what's going to happen now. Flea, I'm going to have you order some breakfast, because all of y'all have been running on an empty stomach, and that's just not going to do. Clearly, we need our carbohydrates in the morning. So you are going to order some breakfast. I'm going to send you the address we're going to send it to, and you tell me how much it is. Order double for me. I'm a big girl. Satchel, I need you to do a very important job and count every single bandage and supply that's in Darcy. And she looks over to Etienne, who is still in the Matrix doing his research, and she sort of pats him on the shoulder and then throws Darcy in reverse and backs up to where we dropped off Kaida and throws open the side door and says, Kaida, I need you. I need you in the van.
Okay, fine, but only because you asked so nicely.
I need you for
I'm
very
getting in. I'm
important
getting in.
So what I need you to do for me, Kaida, it's very important. I need you to assense as we're driving. We're going to a very special place, and I need to make sure that it's safe.
You need me to mobile ascends?
Yeah, just turn on your, use your very special talent that you're very good at for looking out for magical things and dangers so that we don't run into any trouble on the road while I'm driving, since I'm not special like that.
That'll be new. I have never done it while mobile. I've always had to be in one space, but I will try and see what that happens.
And
All right.
Gertie closes the side of the van and does a U-turn.
So where exactly are all these bandages? Are they under the seat next to the snacks, or?
You're going to have to find them and count them. It's very important. I have to make sure I've got all the supplies stocked up.
I got it.
All right. So yeah, with that, everybody seems to be back in the van. Still a little tense. Everyone's kind of quietly doing what they're doing. What is Flea ordering for breakfast?
She kind of is like surprised and then like just kind of shrugs and scrolls through her comlink for Grubhub 3.0 and finds a place that does chicken and waffles. Um, but it's like in the CZ, so like she's very sus on the quality of these chicken and waffles. So it's probably like soykin, and like gross breadcrumbs that might not be breadcrumbs, and she's not gonna question anymore. She's just gonna order.
All right. So we're about to have some faux chicken and waffles. I can dig it.
Satchel kind of like reaches up over, like, is there any in the glove department? Like, tries to get into the glove compartment.
There are no bandages in the glove compartment.
Okay.
Check over by the Valkyrie module.
Sounds good. He makes his way over there.
She seemed very certain about that, and now I want to know what's in the glove compartment.
A gun. There's a gun. If she's a good Shadowrunner, I think.
All right. And where is Gertie driving off to?
So Gertie is driving back to her house / shop / clinic right outside the CZ.
Okay. So that drive is definitely going to take you just about half an hour, kind of going through the CZ itself, going around. There's a few stops and dead ends where there's rubble in the road and everything. Eventually, you do get to the edge of the CZ, where I'm going to have you make that. What kind of checkpoint are we running into edge roll again? All right, so pretty good.
Not a
With
one.
that, not a one. With that, you actually arrive and see that this particular checkpoint isn't being currently manned. So you look out and head all the way back to the house. It's once you exit the CZ, it's pretty straightforward. The roads in Chicago are really easy to navigate. It's all big blocks, little blocks. And then, there's some diagonal streets to kind of throw a little wrench in it, but really, they're really easy to navigate as well. And eventually you get up near the golf course that is where the Horde leadership resides. And on the east side of it, you pull into the little suburb that is where your house is.
You got 37 rolls of gauze, 22 trauma patches, and 187 little band-aids. What are these little, like, strip things?
Those are for stitches. How many of those do I have?
I'm working on that. I'll let you know in a second.
Thank you.
You got 215 of those little dealies.
Perfect. That's exactly the number that I expected there to be. That was a great job counting.
Do I get extra waffles?
That may not be up to me. So we'll pull into the garage, and I'll open up the side door, and there's a small little clinic with a little bed in it and some more medical supplies. And then it leads into the main house itself. And the house is full of mismatched grandma furniture. So it's all like different color floral prints for the couch, and everything is real like ratty on the edges, on the armrests and stuff like that. There's definitely a wingback chair which has a troll-sized dent in it. and a table in the middle that does not match anything else in the room. And so she gestures for everybody to come inside and come have a seat.
Thank you. Have a nice home. Thanks for letting us in.
Well,
In my headcanon, I'm just going to say you have the couch from Roseanne. With the Afghan on the back.
absolutely.
This
is
is
now.
what has happened to that couch.
Yes. 100%. You got to have blankets for everybody.
So Satchel kind of walks in and takes a seat on the couch. Is this okay?
Yeah. There are chairs for sitting. That's what couches are for.
Flea feels kind of uncomfortable, so she stands in the corner at ease.
Kind of stands next to the doorway. He leans on the wall next to the doorway.
I don't have any cats or anything. There's nothing for you to be allergic to in here. Nothing's gonna bite.
You talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think things are gonna bite me.
Okay.
Do I seem biteable or something?
I was just letting you know that there's nothing in my house that's going to eat you.
Is that a common thing for Chicagoans to say?
I wouldn't know.
I just left Tokyo, so they have different customs. Over there, it's a shoe thing in the houses. So I guess here, when you come to someone's house, they have to tell you whether or not there's something that'll bite you.
So let me tell you a little story. I come from a place called Sweetwater Creek, which is right outside of downtown Atlanta. And it is a troll and orc community.
Okay.
And so sometimes there are pets that should not be pets that are sometimes kept in people's homes or in the crawl spaces underneath. So knowing that there is not some sort of slightly not really domesticated devil rat hanging out under your house is a very important thing to know that there's actually not something that's going to bite you from the floorboards.
See, I've heard of Sweetwater because I'm from Atlanta. I've never been to Sweetwater. So you must live in the boonies.
Yes, but it's delightful boonies. We have our own security corp and everything.
Boonies is a term of endearment where I'm from. It's just it's an endearing boon. So I'm glad to know that I won't be bitten. But I'm still gonna just chill right here if that's okay.
The couch is pretty comfortable.
Why does everybody want me to sit down on the couch?
Because it's just more like we're just sitting and eating and chilling, man. Says Etienne as he puts his hand on his shoulder as he walks in. Next time you stop the car, just let me a message so I just don't stay in there by myself, unconscious. Just let me know.
I would have definitely got you when the food was here.
That's a fair point. And he takes the shovel away from his back and put it next to the door in the garage and walks in. Takes his place. This is nice.
I'm eagerly checking my comm link to see periodically to see when the food comes to get out of this incredibly awkward situation for a minute.
All right. Well,
So how long you been here?
Not too long, just a little while. I've got some friends in the, troll friends like you do. And so I came up to help out, and they needed some extra medical help. And these are things that I like to do. So I'm here helping out all my good friends.
It's always good to help a community. That's what I do too. I was doing back in Montreal and what I came here to do with the angels and stuff. Building things. He smiles.
So I'm just going to say this. And for additional context and additional story time, I come from a really, really big family. I've got lots and lots of cousins, lots of sisters and brothers. I think I've got, last count, there's about 100 cousins. So we get together, we have a good time. There are a lot of us. There are lots of personalities. So the biggest way that when we have our cookouts and our get-togethers is to remember things like we can trust each other when we're around, because that's what family does. That's what friends do. That's what teams do. Even if you're not used to having people you can trust, if you are in Darcy, you've got a support team inside that van the whole time. Even if we fight and disagree, that it's still family, even if it's just for an hour.
Is this about me not sitting on the couch?
No. If you don't want to sit on the couch, that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I wanted you to be comfortable.
I just felt like that was a subliminal thing about me not sitting on the couch.
No, I was being very overt.
Okay, cool. I'm not good with social cues.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing, because you said that, I kind of got the feeling. So we should be able to say things that we expect from each other and not assume that other people know what we're thinking or where we've been. Like I said, you and I are from very similar regions, right? I'm right down the street from you, basically, and had very different experiences. Yeah.
Yes.
So my expectation is that families are going to fight and then we're going to hug it out. Your expectation is very different.
Yes,
so if we're going to work together, we may want to have a little chat about what sort of things we expect from people who are on our team and what we need in our support system so that we can be effective and, so I can keep buying medical supplies and snacks.
She has good snacks. When's the food getting here, by the way?
Less than 10 minutes away. The little car icon is getting closer.
I'm really impressed that you found someone to deliver out here. Sometimes they don't like to come out in this area.
Yeah, the future is now.
So, who else would like to share their expectations before food gets here? Or are we just going to sit in awkward silence? I mean, I can turn on some music where no one has to say anything, but when food gets here, you're going to have to talk because that's the rules of family dinner.
Makes sense to me.
What happened when I got out of the van? This is weird.
I started counting medical supplies. That's what happened when you get out of the van.
I was out in the Matrix doing my research.
But, I mean, I'm just really just trying to keep my head low and try to find my brother. But I guess for what I expect out of you guys, just, I don't know, not to stab me or attack me or anything like that. I don't really need too much. I'll make my way.
I feel that most teams aren't going to stab each other if they're good teams. I'm sure that it happens.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
I like make really awkward eye contact with Satchel.
Like, just kind of like notice and just kind of like look away.
So I guess I'll say something, because one thing I don't like is awkwardness. Can we rule that out of can we put that on the list, or is that not possible?
Sometimes it's hard to control, but if we don't do our part, if we
can avoid awkwardness at all costs, I'm always for that. But
you're gonna have to help us for that, though.
I'm not awkward.
It's a team effort. That's what I mean. It's not. That wasn't an attack on you.
I don't.
Teamwork.
Yeah. Okay. Are you trying to? Okay. So, and what I don't like is when people and I know this is, I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, but where I come from, it's a rule of thumb that if you ride together, you die together. So that's another old phrase from back in the day. But
bad boys for life.
If somebody on my team is in trouble, no matter whether they provoke the trouble or not, I'm giving all smoke. And I mean that in the magiest way possible. Smoke bombs everywhere. I'm TTG when it comes to my TEAM. And I would expect for my team to be the same toward me.
TTG?
That means trained to go. TTG is trained to go. So at the drop of a hat. But I mean, you know, I'll do my best not to provoke any more fights, because I guess that's bad.
Just a little bit.
See, where I'm from, there's this old adage. It went something like this. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day.
That's why I picked you up.
Yeah. It's from this old movie I used to watch when I was a kid.
Because sometimes helping your teammate, it's not just like smoking the other guy. It's doing something else so we can all get out of the situation.
No.
Another day.
I said I didn't say I was going to smoke the other guy. I said I want all smoke.
No. I know. I used the same word to convey a different. Did I do that right?
No. Because to smoke someone means to kill them, and we know that's off the table.
No, but you
just means you're ready for conflict, whatever comes your way.
Yeah,
it's a little different. I'll give you a list of old phrases, so that way later when I say them, you'll know what they are. We'll talk one-on-one.
Yeah, sometimes like I'm pretty good for where I come from in English, but it's not like sometimes I still miss some. Let me scratch the back.
There's a lot of English people who barely know what I say when I'm saying it. It's part of being from A-Town. You know.
Okay, I'm trying to keep that in mind, and if there's something I miss, I'll ask you to clarify.
I'm gonna give you a book. I'm gonna whip it up for you, just a little like lingo book, so you can be up on the lingo with me.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like an exchange program, and you can teach me something.
All right.
See, we're bonding.
Okay.
This makes me much happier.
So I don't have to sit on the couch.
You don't have to sit on the couch if you don't want to. I mean, it's a very comfortable couch.
But I just wanted to make sure that you knew that we were bonding, so that I don't have to sit on the couch.
Is this to get out of sitting on the couch?
I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that works, I'm not gonna argue against it.
I mean, I could move the couch into the van. It'd be very crowded, but it could happen.
That would be comfortable for when I lay down and do Matrix stuff. But no, they don't think it's necessary.
You don't have any. You don't have any like band-aids and couch cushions, do you? He starts like reaching in.
No. There are no band-aids in the couch cushions, I promise. I keep all the medical stuff in the medical office.
Makes sense.
I thought so. How about you, Peace? You got something you want to...
Huh, the food's here. I will be right back. As she makes her way toward the door, she kind of stops for a second, goes, "Does anybody have a cigarette?"
Yes.
May I?
It's in Pat's.
Sure.
You were probably faster than I was, so.
And she heads down to get the food and take her time with the smoke.
All right. As she goes to get the food, that leaves the rest of you in there, kind of looking over each other.
Gertie
considers.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Nope. Go ahead.
Gertie disappears into the kitchen and comes back with 5 glasses with a medium brown liquid in them. And they're tall glasses.
Kind of sniffs it like, what is this?
Well, I told Kaida that I had sweet tea.
And she's from Georgia, so she knows how to make it.
It's very sweet.
It's almost like syrup.
Almost.
You know, except it's not. I'm going to say this, actually, except it's not. And that's what makes it so amazing. Okay,
Right.
It's not like syrup. Syrup is thick, like real sweet tea, the way it's supposed to be, is sweet, but it's refreshing and it's not thick and it's light and it's delicious.
It is.
I'm sorry.
Right,
I'm sorry.
carry on.
Is this us talking as the characters, or is this us talking?
No, that was me. That was me interjecting because I just had to say that.
Everything
We
you
were
said.
actually in the living room, and God appeared to tell
Yes.
us about sweet tea.
Well, I am apparently a non-ending sensing at all times. It's somehow. So I wasn't sure if I was like, because I told you I hear that voice sometimes. Kind of hears that voice sometimes. So I want to tell you, Danny, before we move on, everything you said was absolutely incorrect.
No, everything is correct. You don't know where I'm from, do you, Duryea?
I just know who
where am I
created
from?
sweet
Where am I
tea.
from?
I know who
Where am I
created
from? Where am I
sweet
from?
tea.
Where am I from?
Sweet
Where am I from?
tea.
Where yeah, okay. All right. Well, I'm just saying the tea is delicious. Am I wrong?
Tea is delicious,
sweet?
but there's a lot of.
Is it sweet? Is it
not
thick?
all tea is sweet?
Is it thick?
Not all sweet.
No, I'm talking
not
about
all
the
tea
sweet
is sweet.
tea. Is it thick? Is it thick?
The good kind? It should
Like
be.
thick like syrup?
I mean, no, not like syrup.
All
but
right
it should
then.
be
Well,
thin and refreshing. It should be coma inducing.
Hey, we'll save this for Thursday on your show.
Okay.
When we talk it out.
Just saying. You can't be telling these people, because people who aren't from the South are going to think, "Oh my God, sweet tea," and it's not going to be sweet tea.
This is a touchy subject for Duryea.
It's like those people
controversial.
who make Kool-Aid and follow the instructions on the back of the packet. Like,
Oh no, you can't do that.
no.
See, the thing is I grew up in the Southeast too, right on the border of Alabama, Georgia. So like sweet tea, So,
right.
He understands.
Okay. I thought you were not from there. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say where I thought you were from. Because then it's going to sound super racist, and I'm not going to say it.
I'm from. No, I'm not going to say it because then I'm going to sound.
Well, I thought you were from that place you were yelling at me about the spam and stuff. I thought you were from there.
Hawaii?
Yeah, I thought you were from Hawaii.
I lived in Hawaii for 7 years as an adult.
I thought that's why you were making me. I thought that's why you were telling me about spam and pineapples.
Spam apples?
All right. So that was enough of a break from the awkwardness. Let's get back into the awkwardness.
Okay.
I guess with that, I come back in with the food. I have large bags of waffles and chicken, or something that's trying to pass as waffles and chicken, and I'm gonna. Is there like a coffee table I can set it down on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I set it down and go back to standing at ease.
Why does everybody hate the couch?
I don't know, man. They're pretty. I like them. They're pretty comfortable. I don't
know,
see a
right?
problem.
Some people don't like couches, and that's okay.
This is
And there's always couch space if they want it.
No, it's not that I don't like couches. It's just that walls get a lot of bad reps, you know? They don't get a lot of attention. And so when I walk into space, I like to share my appreciation for the things that go unnoticed. It's just a thing that my mentor taught me. People walk into rooms, the first thing they do, they sit on the couch. Nobody thinks about the wall. The wall just has to stare there, looking at the couch all day, wondering, why does anyone come sit with me? And now that someone finally comes into a room, gives the wall some attention, everyone's telling him not to do it. How do you think that makes the wall feel?
I think the bullshit award goes to Derek.
They're just couches, but straight, and
walls are generally just, reformulated trees.
Not anymore, they're not.
I mean, everything came from the earth at some point. It just gets manipulated by men. It's part of being woke. I know stuff that you guys don't, because I was awoken.
But I don't know. Just in the factory back in Montreal, we do a lot of process thing, and it's like things don't come from natural things anymore.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say plastic, for instance. If I wanted to make plastic, I'd have to find materials that I have to make plastic out of, right? Where would I get those things from?
No. I see your point. It's just that it's not like as it used to be with like
everything's connected, bro.
Yes. It's just I don't know. Like it's like the story with the ship. When you remove a plank and change it with another.
Moby Dick?
Ship. No, it's another. I don't. Anyway, the point is that things are so transformed and worked on right now that it's.
You're talking about the Titanic.
The what?
That was a story about a ship, and I get your point. It should have been a stronger metal. So the man-made metal just didn't work out.
I guess he's lost. He doesn't know anymore.
He just gives up.
I get it, man. Everything's connected, and some things that are man-made, we think that they're no longer connected once they're altered by man, And when we feel that way, nature reminds us, like that iceberg. So what I'm doing by standing next to this wall, I'm basically keeping the building upright.
You're on top of the world, as you might
with the power of love.
Well, that's incredible. Thank you.
Thank you, Gertie. She gets it. Gertie gets it. I might have to write you a book of phrases too.
That would be very helpful.
This tea is really good, Gertie.
Thank you.
Syrupy.
Goes well with the waffles.
Yes. Oh, that you planned that, didn't you?
Flea did that. I asked her to order something, and that's what she picked.
Did you know that we were going to have sweet tea with this, Flea?
No.
See, we're already starting to. It's happening. I can feel it. Maybe all we needed was a good moment apart where we could miss each other.
It was 15 seconds.
But it felt like 7 days.
I'm
I
alarmed.
still don't think we should do any jobs when we're hungry.
I agree.
Satchel is eating. Is it like legs or are they tenders?
They're like compressed little like discs. And there's like a layer of breading that isn't quite crispy.
Did it come with syrup?
Spongy when you bite into it. It's like a level down from McDonald's chicken nuggets, like a step down from that.
So Satchel starts folding his chicken into his waffles and like eating them like a taco with his hands. Well, this is good. Kind of.
Etienne looks at the little cup of like fake syrup that comes with it. He's like, "No, I'm not doing that. Just eat them."
No, bro. You gotta pour the syrup on. You gotta do the syrup.
On the chicken too.
That's not syrup. It's.
Listen, and then kind of puts his hand on his shoulder, and he gets real close to his face and says, "It's all about the syrup, bro." And then he just holds his gaze for a really long time.
Like, okay, here's the trade I'll make you for your book. One day I'll get some real syrup from up there, and I'll show you what is real syrup.
You can get syrup from heaven?
No, from Quebec.
Oh,
North.
You said up
Maple
there.
syrup,
Whoa.
real stuff.
I've never been up there. Okay, I get what you're. That's right. You guys get it straight from the tree.
Yeah, it's not like whatever this is.
It has to really suck having to wait all that time for syrup.
I mean, we do it like a lot once a year, so we have enough for the entire year. So
I thought it was like a tap or like a keg or something, like a syrup keg that you just.
It's kind of a tap, but then you get the water and you boil it and make it into syrup. It's an entire process. I can teach you one day.
So it's not like you stick a faucet into a tree and it just comes out?
No, something comes out, but it's not syrup. It has to be processed to become.
Oh, that ruins my childhood. It's okay. I grew up in the streets anyways. Wasn't much to salvage.
Okay, well then I'll try the syrup. That's not syrup.
There you go. Attaboy.
It's sweet and savory together. It's very good.
Okay.
So once he concedes to try the syrup, then I let go and move my face away from his.
So, Kaida, that might have been interpreted as an awkward moment with you being that close to Etienne for that long.
I felt that there was a bonding that was happening. I thought you wanted us to bond, Gertie.
I'm just letting you know, because y'all both come from different places, that there might be different customs that we are misinterpreting. Clearly, it worked out for the two of y'all because nobody's upset and nobody's fighting and everyone's eating chicken and waffles with syrup on it, which is really a victory for everything.
His aura was telling me that it was cool to do that.
Okay, it's not that bad.
Because I'm sensing
my aura to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if maybe you should.
I mean, for the future, not for that. I just don't know magic.
Right,
I don't know how to do that. It's like
if you communicate to your aura, it will communicate to me, and then I won't put my face in your face again.
Okay.
So he has to play like middle management with his own aura.
I'm clearly not good with people. Look, guys, I told you I'm not really good in groups. I haven't been around a group of people. I watch a lot of TV, so I assume that's how people behave. But clearly, I'm wrong.
That was why I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I was just trying to let you know because you had said that before.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
Good.
This is my first family meal, guys.
Yeah. This is my first family meal too.
Oh.
It's kind of quiet.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's nice.
weird. It's nothing like on TV. Usually on the TV, there's like music playing and you can't really hear what everybody's saying, but everybody looks like they're saying really fun things. And the camera pans around and there's joy and laughter. This is the exact opposite.
I'm pretty sure we can play music, but I mean, yeah, it's TV, man. It's not.
It's not what?
real. It's a scene that people play, so it conveys an idea, but it's not. It's not how actually things are.
Well, I mean, when someone writes something for television, don't they have to derive it from something real?
They do, but well, depends.
I mean, if it was,
Gertrude, I'm getting tired. Can you take this one?
If it wasn't real, then why do we get so emotionally invested?
So sometimes the trids are real if they are things like documentaries, maybe, or they tell you that it's true things. We get attached to our favorite trid characters because we connect with them, like we're connecting now. That there's something you see yourself in them. Your feelings are real.
But then if we saw ourselves in them, there has to be something real. I'm not crazy. I know TV's not like real, but I imagine stuff on TV was based off of real stuff.
Sometimes.
Like Christmas
is real, as far as I know.
I've seen Christmases before. I've never had a Christmas. I saw a lot on TV.
You can come to my house.
Do we have to buy each other gifts?
Not if you don't want to. That's kind of what the corps have made Christmas about, but that's not really what it's about.
What is it about?
Mostly food.
Christmas is about food.
In my house, it's about food. Lots of big meals and lots of people making food and making cookies and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was in home to home. Most of the foster houses just got there wasn't a lot of celebrating. Sometimes there was breakfast.
Breakfast is very important.
Yeah, but that'd be the only time we got breakfast. It's like Christmas breakfast.
That's not how breakfast works.
Yes, it's not. This is fun, guys.
So is chicken and waffles like your favorite meal, Flea?
No, it was on recommended choices from Grubhub 3.0.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a favorite food?
Not soy. Whenever I'm lucky enough to not eat that.
Then why did you order soy chicken?
Because that was what was available for fast and cheap. Like we're going to be doing a job soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what went down in there, by the way?
What went down where?
When you guys went to go see Sid. Or Sam. And Betty. I was asleep.
I look at Gertrude.
So we had a conversation with the guy, and then I told you this, didn't I? I feel like I told you this. That we had the conversation with the guy, and then we went to the place and we met Betty, and she made kind of better. And then
Becky.
Becky, you said Betty. That's not nice. Yeah, so we went and saw Becky, and then we saw my doctor friend, and he gave us the job at the Trid studio. And now we're here having breakfast, and then we're going to make a plan for going to the Trid studio.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I wasn't entirely done. I'm gonna go back in there and look for a few things while you guys finish having breakfast and talking. Maybe I can pull out a few little more things about the studio and the company before we get in. So he's gonna finish his breakfast with one big bite, take a big gulp of sweet tea, and lay his head back on the couch and go in the Matrix.
I mean, sugar is a very important food group.
It's heavy though. I'm starting to get tired myself.
I thought you wanted extra waffles, and she nods to her own untouched box.
Oh, well, if you don't mind. And yeah, he eagerly starts eating these waffles. You sure you don't want any?
I had my cigarette for breakfast. Thanks for that.
You need coffee with that to make it a perfect balanced breakfast. Cigarette and coffee.
Yeah, I don't have super high expectations for CZ. I was surprised I was able to get chicken and waffles.
Kaida starts to eat his meal.
Long hauls aren't really part of the food pyramid. I checked.
Long hauls? What's a long hauls?
Off a cigarette.
Was it like a cigarette rolled in coffee?
It might make you feel that way. Mostly just drugs are bad. It's not something I usually carry around. But a long haul will keep you awake. Like people who are driving trucks will have a long haul so they don't have to sleep and they can keep driving. That kind of thing.
Yeah, drugs are bad.
Well, should we get to work?
Yeah, so Etienne was doing some more research. So what do we know already? And I can clear a spot on the table if we need any sort of visual aid.
We were getting ready to call Quantum Princess and Becky about if they had any intel on the building we're going to from when it was still functioning. I'll call Quantum Princess, and I'm just gonna step out into the hallway.
Okie doke. So with that, you dial up Yield Quantum Princess.
While he's doing that, I kind of like take some syrup and just kind of like put it in Etienne's like empty hand, like while he's sleeping. And then just move.
Like you pour syrup on his hand, or
yeah, I just pour a little bit of syrup on his hand while he's asleep.
Are you getting syrup on my couch?
No, just his hand. I would never do that to your couch, Dirty.
Is that like the thing with the shaving cream and the feather?
I mean, yeah, but I need my shaving cream for my dome, so syrup works.
Do you have a feather?
Can you do your fuzzy fingers and like tickle his nose?
You want me to put my fingers on his face?
Just momentarily, it'll be funny.
I don't know. I feel that feels like weird. Touching.
And as you're discussing that, you get some information in your comlinks. He's not waking up to tell you, so I'm not interrupting your shenanigans, but he's getting you information. He says something like they used to have they had a big old sound stage complex on the north side of town, and they converted it into a theme park that you can visit. Someone mentioned doing a visit earlier, so we can probably check that out and do that.
So it's north of the CZ then, if it's still functioning.
Yeah, I think. Oh, it's and it's also a theme park. Le Barbare Orc. Shit, what's the name in English? The Orc Barbarian. Neil, the Orc Barbarian theme park. Supposed to be quite the thing, so we can go and check that out.
I've never been to a theme park before.
You've never been
Neil
to
the
a
Orc
theme park?
Barbarian is awesome.
I've been to theme parks, man. Just parks with themes.
Yeah, that's something that I've never gotten around to.
Man, awesome. Awesome. We used to have to hop the fence to get in them, but whew, no better theme park than a free theme park.
Maybe you can
All
show
right.
me.
So meanwhile, as in the hallway, the comm connects pretty quickly after you dial Quantum Princess's comm code. Yes. Hello.
Hi, Quantum Princess. It's Flea. I'm trying to keep track of which name I'm using for who.
Flea.
Just
okay.
finished.
Yes.
Yes. Quick question for you. Got another job. Was wondering if you had any info. I'm new to town about the Trid Studio on the north side. Turned it into a theme park. I'm blanking on the name. Chicago. I have it written down here. It is the Genesis, Chicago Genesis, or Brilliant Genesis, or something like that.
Chicago Genesis. Let me see. I've not heard anything offhand about it. Let me a quick. Yeah. So not in the north side. North part of the CZ. Close to the loop. So imagine probably abandoned.
All right. So close to the loop, in the CZ, and abandoned. Anyone you know that might know anything about it from when it was still functioning?
I mean, this 2 decades ago. I don't know if anyone knows about it that knows about it. I mean, there's information you can find. It looks like it was Truman's subsidiary, and it was for looks like flat trid, and then as technology advanced to Tridio, and then forward on to SimSense, they kind of lost financial traction, altered their business model, but then Bug City.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I really appreciate the information. I'm going to ping her 200 new yen. If you think of anything else, let me know.
Hi.
Have a lovely day.
You too.
I'm going to ping the information I got to Etienne, assuming he's still in the Matrix, and come back inside.
You get a thank you back from Etienne, or merci, in fact, and he puts that in the other information that he had.
Tickle him.
I'm not gonna tickle him. Look, she just finally let me alone about the couch. I'm not gonna tickle him.
If you're going to make somebody's face sticky, you have to do it yourself.
That's what she said.
I did. I just said it.
So I take
Yes,
kind
you
of
did.
finger and then like rub it under its nose.
That was not what I said.
You said do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no response from
Wow.
Etienne.
Try it again.
As
Do you
you
have,
reach
like,
to
a
try
fur-
again, I'm sorry.
Do you have a furrier digit? Like,
Do you got a
Now
tail?
that was absolutely elfish
Wow.
of you to say. Very, and I feel very insulted, and Flea feels insulted too. Her aura just shifted because she felt that was insulting for you to say to an elf about their fur. Now,
I do shrug and nod.
so when we're on the same page, you know you messed up.
Gertie reaches over and takes Satchel's hand and says, "Go to the kitchen, get a rag, put some water on it, and wipe the syrup off Etienne's hand. Please and thank you."
all right, Mom. Walks in and grabs a rag.
And everybody gets
and then comes back and proceeds
gets
to
a message
kinda wipe
from Etienne, and it says, "Go ahead." But yeah, Etienne sends a message to everybody asking, like, "Are we moving? I felt like movement or someone touching me."
You just gotta like
Silence.
no idea. Nope.
Guys, ... question marks.
No. You're still on the couch.
Do I need to get up? Are we driving away?
You were just fine. You're gold.
Fleek looks
Okay.
around the room at each of them and laments not having anyone that she can share that this is the dumbest ass group of criminals she's ever met.
All right.
So, and then no, not yet. There's nothing I can't sense right now. It's not. Yeah, never mind.
All right.
I don't know what Etienne's been able to find, but best option for a layout for us might be to get close enough and send Kaida in to do some astral recon, and then you could kind of draw us a little map of how it looks inside. I know you don't see detail, but you at least could maybe get a little bit of a format for us.
That sounds like a good plan.
I don't think Kaida was listening.
I heard you want me to assent. Look, she already told me to assent all. I didn't know I had to verbally comply. I heard what you said. You want to send me in there. Listen, I'm always listening. I'm always aura reading. I'm a man of multitask. So, you can always depend on me when it comes to a sensing. Maybe a little quip here and there.
Appreciated. She says totally deadpan.
Yeah.
Well, you did a great job of sensing. We didn't run into any spirits on the way here.
Because I would have known.
Exactly. That's what I said.
And I would have told you.
I look at Gertrude like, how do you have the energy for this?
There's this thing about a sensing. It's a gift. See what I did there?
No. I'm sorry.
It's a thing people used to never mind. Wow.
You might want to add that to your book of sayings.
Good idea.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good
So I understand what you say.
See? That's what I'm talking. It's teamwork. It's
Mhm.
happening, guys. It's happening. I can feel the bond forming. And I didn't even have to sit on that freaking couch.
The last of the chicken pieces, there's like a piece left. It's cold now, and then like kind of a third eaten piece that Satchel was digging into, but then he realized he was done and wanted to pour syrup on people. So it's kind of obvious that everyone's done eating at this point.
Can we go?
Yeah, let me grab
Yes,
the
I was
piece of
waiting
chicken.
for Etienne to finish his research.
Yeah, he wakes up after a little bit. He's like, I sent you all on your comlinks what I found. Ready to go. Why is my hand sticky?
Don't worry about that.
Can I go wash my hand? I thought I did a good job while eating, but apparently not.
It happens to the best of us.
All right. You successfully wash the stickiness off your hand, and are pretty sure that your hand wasn't sticky when you went under, but who knows?
My hand's sticky.
All right. So plan is for us to get closer. Kaida will astrally check things out to give us sort of a general layout of what's going on. And then we'll go from there.
Before we go on, I know you guys want me to sense. Just remember, I still got a pretty bad headache, so my magic's on light right now. But I'm pretty sure that my spirit's still floating around. So if we need some cover, you're probably gonna have to lean on the dragon, I believe.
It's a new morning, right?
No, it's the same. It's the same day. It's just way later in the morning, or way later in the day, just because of you guys got up. Let's see. No, you're right. It's a new morning. It's a new day because from the vault you went home, had a night, and then you guys got up in the morning.
The next morning
and got in the van and started heading out.
I didn't heal any while I was asleep. None at all.
You are mostly healed.
No, I'm like about to
you
die
are mostly healed.
again.
So we did do backwards the heal, or I had thought of it backwards. So go ahead and make a willpower plus body roll.
Okay. Can I use a NERPS at this point?
You can.
How does that work?
So you're just gonna add 3. So when it asks for a bonus, like what the modifier is, you're gonna put a plus a 3. Just put a 3 in there.
Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. Willpower. Is this? Do I have to put +3, or just?
You don't have to put a plus. You only have to put a minus when you're doing a minus.
Okay.
And then I'll say,
You want me to roll first?
Yep, go ahead, roll.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
So that was round 1.
And I got a NERPS from someone in the chat today. I don't see the name of the person that I got a NERPS from.
Looks like you got one today from I don't see. Oh nope. From Mr. Robert Loper.
Robert Loper, thank you for the NERPS. I really appreciate it.
You can make 2 more rolls because there's been a lot of time of rest, and then we'll call it even there.
Okay.
I had 1 box of stun too, so I assume that's gone.
Probably.
So with these,
when did you get that point of stun?
Yesterday when we were fighting the ghouls.
Yeah, that's gone. That's gone.
How do you undo?
So you're just going to go to your sheet. And when you're looking at your sheet, you are going to click on the the core, and then so where it says condition monitor,
Yes.
it says *3. What you're gonna do is hit that little tool icon in the upper left-hand corner.
Yep.
That's gonna change you to this. So now you've got your one. So just click the box that says stun damage track, and that will clear it.
Gotcha.
Yep. Otherwise, you can click in the boxes to click where you're at, but once you're at 1, like there's no way to click a 0.
Yeah,
so
I
that's why
saw
it does it
that.
that way.
Cool. All right.
So.
And
All right.
when I roll these next 2 rolls, do I still put +3?
No, but
No.
yeah, you don't put the +3.
Come on, yes.
There's 1.
And I think I have another NERPs though, from because I haven't used a lot of NERPs in the past.
Right. Go ahead.
So I'm going to use another one for this one. So I'm going to +3 that one. Boop. 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 Boo. Yes. Well, something.
Okay. So looks like with that, your headache's mostly gone. Still a little bit sore from some other things that happened, but feel like you could probably handle something as long as it doesn't get too heavy.
All right. Full mage in effect. I'm ready for the smoke, guys. Not too smoke.
You see how that might be confusing, though, right?
Well, it's like I could be talking about smoking like drugs, but they're bad. I could be talking about smoking like murking, but that's bad. But smoking being that we're ready for the mission and anything that comes along with it is always good. So the way you know the difference is if someone says, I'm ready for the smoke, it's the good one.
Okay.
I'm going to need that in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's the first entry.
Okay, so with that, you all hop into Darcy and start taking off. So what this looks like when you're sensing all the time from the van is that you are going to astrally project. So you're going to lift out of the body, and then you're going to actually exit the van. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit tricky. All right, you need to kind of know where your body is. Normally, if you're not moving, that's easy. Your body's where you left it. But if it's in a van that's moving, you really want to follow that van.
Can I fly astrally?
So movement is just you. That's where I want to be, and then you are there pretty much.
Okay.
So you just it's easy to follow along the van. I'm just saying, like, when you're doing this, don't get distracted by something and be like, oh, what's that? And go like flying way over there to.
So how? So my question is this then, because I have this image that I'm about to let everyone know of what I'm doing. How am I? So if I'm looking around, I see like a red aura somewhere, right? And I'm like, oh, that aura's red. That's bad. Am I gonna next appear next to that aura?
No, only if you want to go there. You control your movement. So it's like, so if it's easier to think about it as flying, then you can. You're basically a ghost. Right.
Okay.
And so you can't really see the sort of the details of everything that doesn't have an aura, but you can see the greenish gray box that is the van, moving down the clear road. So it's not hard to keep track of that and follow. If you were like trying to follow it on the highway or something, like in an actual city where there's lots of cars, then that could be a little troublesome. But here in Chicago, where there's very little traffic to begin with, it's fairly simple.
Okay, so I'm going to lift out of my body, and then I'm going to attach myself mentally to the van, or not to the van, to Gertrude, so that I'll know to stay with her because she's driving. And then you just imagine me like floating above it, and I'm in this like cool pose that Kaido likes to do because it makes him feel one with the everything that exists. And then he's looking around and he sees stuff. Nothing really like threatening, I'm assuming. And then he just chills out up there and sings himself a little tune from the oldies hits If you like it, then you should have better breathe. Oh. And he just rocks back and forth as he floats with the van.
I love it. Okay, so
I don't know. Could I like find something at that point? Could I have done that?
I mean, if there's something to find, which there's things you do see. The astral plane has always got activity going on, right?
Right.
The question is not whether or not there is stuff to see. The question is that thing coming to destroy me or cause me harm or hurt me in some way, right? Because there's mages all over the place that are like that have spirits, and there's like saying, "Hey, spirit, go do this thing," and that spirit's like, "All right, cool," and it goes to do the thing. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't care about you. It's just swinging by. Or there's ones that are stationary above certain places, and you're like, okay, those spirits are like guardians or watchdogs or whatever.
Right,
so it's like, as long as I don't go over there, I don't have to worry about it. And in a lot of cases, even like if you did go over there, if you're not trying to get in the building or do something crazy, you're probably fine, because then the spirit's going to let its master know that there's someone here. But if spirits can't just attack willy-nilly anyone who comes around, right? Because then the innocent people probably just get hurt or whatever. So it's kind of, you're just really looking for anything that sticks out, anything that's coming towards you, anything that's dangerous.
And so my question to you as GM is, okay, because I'm very ridiculous when I decide to just go off and I don't want to like say something that I can't say. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I like because when I said that I saw someone's aura earlier, I was like, oh, maybe her aura. I'm glad that she was like, yeah, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So
with aura reading, like usually it starts that like you can tell, like think of just us sitting here. Like I can tell that there's 6 people sitting down here, right?
Okay.
But like if I sit and look at you, I might be able to tell how you're feeling. That's kind of the difference. So to
me as
aura,
can look at you as Sarah and as your character and be like, okay, she looks a little, so I can go ahead and say that.
Yeah, so that's an aura reading. So a sensing itself is kind of like perception, just seeing like there's 6 people here. But aura reading is really where it's like, okay, I want to know more about like what this person's feeling and doing.
And do I have to roll for aura reading?
Normally you do.
Okay, got you. So as far as right now, I don't really see any immediate threats yet.
Right.
But I'm going to stay guard.
And a quick thing on that question about rolling the dice. So if you're wanting to say about one of your teammates that that you're looking at their aura and they look a certain way, you're free to do so. And then if the player is like, well, that's right, then they can just let it slide. Or if it's wrong, well, then we'll act like you rolled and you didn't succeed on your roll, and so they could just look at you and be like, nope, that's not how I feel, right? And there's no problem with you just saying that on that low level like that. So
right, okay. I'm not perfect. I'm not like super mage.
True. So right, we are going along down the streets. There was Gertie decides, I think, probably to go through the same checkpoint that wasn't manned before. And so making that decision, we kind of move on through into the zone again, heading towards Brilliant Genesis. And with that, I think before we get into anything else, we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break.
Queens.
And bring us back into what happens at the studio.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we are back. Hello, everybody. When we left off 10 minutes ago, I think we were heading to Brilliant Genesis, getting close, probably about to park Darcy and take a look around the vicinity. So as Darcy pulls in, kind of on a side street, Kaida sees the van rolling to a stop. Just taking a quick look around, go ahead and make a perception test for Kaida.
Okay, perception test. Hey, yes. Boop. Be boop.
All right. So with 5 hits, looking around, this place is absolutely just it's pretty much barren of life. There's not a lot of activity around. There's there's really not, and it's actually a little weird. Nothing. It's as if like everywhere in the zone that you've seen so far, like a lot of places, there's not a lot going on, but generally there's someone somewhere, pushing a cart or just kind of moving from place to place, or people setting up for some, nefarious deed that they're going to do. But here, for several kind of blocks around, it really just seems like there's nothing here, nothing going on.
Okay. Hey guys, listen. It's weird. Like on the way here, I saw like a lot of different stuff: people, mages, wizards, spirits, some pretty sturdy walls.
Did you go back to your body, or are you just talking to us in the astral?
I am back in my body.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just. Okay, guys, listen. It's weird. Something freaky's happening. On the way here, there was I saw a bunch of spirits and mages and some pretty sturdy walls. And but right in here is kind of dead. Void of anything. The trees don't speak here.
There's no trees.
That's why they're not talking.
Well, maybe there's probably a reason for that, but maybe it's good luck for us to not have to run into anything.
I just think we should be on guard. Sometimes when things look easy, it's because they're not.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Increase Reflexes now.
Okay.
I'm not worried about us getting separated, so I'm not going to cast Mind Net, but I am also going to cast Increase Reflexes.
While preparations are being done, I think Etienne is going to try and have a look on the matrix, see if there's any running icons around here. There's an oath connected to this place that's still somehow on. Did he on the way there, Etienne tried to turn away a little bit and pop a psyche. That's for you guys to decide if somebody noticed that or not. But
you can make a palming check real quick, and we'll see how good you were at just doing that, and then people can kind of just take a.
Okay. Palming is an agility thing, right?
It is.
All right, agility -1 then.
By the way, I'm casting at Force 6, and I'm using a NERPS for that.
Awesome.
Do we have to? I'm not really good at picking my forces.
For you, what's your dice pool for spellcasting?
Those are words
12.
that sound like 12.
Okay. And how much edge do you have?
2, I think.
Okay, then I would. I really like Force 6 personally, but it is hard to reach, and you're fighting heavier drain. So for you, maybe
Probably
I would
4.
say Force 4.
Yeah.
You're pretty likely to hit that.
Okay. Hey, that's what she said.
I'm just really ambitious, so I like my Force 6.
I just know I'm gonna have to do more magic. That's why I don't want to.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's why I want it to actually work. Force 4. Submit. Woohoo! All right. Did that? Is that good, or did I not make it?
Go ahead.
You so with a 3, you get +1 to your dice and +3 to your actual initiative. So normally your initiative is something like 7 + 1 d6. So now it's going to be 10 + 2 d6, which is better. If you had got a 4, then it would be 11 + 4 d6. 3 d6. I'm sorry, 3.
So did I get it?
You're fine. So you made yourself faster. You did it.
Okay.
Ideally, you would have gotten one more hit, but it's okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think it's worth spending the edge on for one more d6.
Right. And you clear your drain, and then for Flea, the drain.
I need to do my drain, and then I did get 4, so I'm +4 plus 2d6 to my initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yep. That hurt, and I didn't look at what my drain roll was, or I might have edged it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh well. I got a headache. But I'm fast as fuck,
Okay.
y'all.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Just when I
So-
stop moving, I'm gonna go ow, and then keep
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah. All right. So Etienne is kind of taking a look around in the matrix to see what there is to see. So let me go ahead and do a little roll here. All right. So right now, you don't see anything on the matrix that that stands out in the nearby vicinity.
Okay. Just gonna let everybody know there's nothing that shouldn't be there, and nothing that it seems to be working in the place. So maybe I'll discover more as we go on. But yeah, I think we're clear for now.
So what's the plan?
So Kaida, if you're able to do you were gonna do an astral thing.
I did
to
it.
Get a layout of the. You did it already. I
Go
thought we were
inside the building astrally.
I also had the astral again. I thought you said everything was dead and there was nothing, and so I did that whole speech about
okay.
the
So
trees.
everything is dead on the outside, right? But you can't see
Oh.
through walls. So now you actually are gonna need to go inside
Really?
the place. Yeah, you can't see through
Yeah.
walls.
I really, I'm not even kidding. I really thought I could when I was in astral.
So like in the astral, you can't even see through windows. Because even though windows are clear on the physical, it's an object in the astral, so it's opaque. You can't see through it.
Okay, now that I know that, I won't make that mistake again. I thought it was just like this episode of Charm. Never mind, I'll tell you about it later.
And we don't forget, when I thought you weren't listening, I asked if you could get a layout of the, kind of map it out for us, in terms of
Okay.
what rooms there are and stuff. I know
Okay.
you're not going to see detail, but at least we could be like, there's 4 rooms on the 3rd floor or whatever.
All right, team. I'm gonna prove that it was worth me not sitting on that couch right now, and I'm gonna go into this building and scope it out. So I sit in my cool pose and I exit my body, and then I just feel juiced up on that spell I just cast with no drain, because my ego took a hit the other day, like 5 times. So now I'm like, all right, and so then I fly into the building and I go straight to the top floor. What do I see?
All right. So first of all, the building, as you can see, kind of down the block, it's sort of a single structure that has a portion in the front, or that's near to you, that looks like maybe it's 2 stories, like a maybe not quite 2 stories, but more than 1 story. And then it's attached to another part of the building that's definitely 4 stories tall. So you can kind of go in on the 2-story side or the 4-story side.
I like to work my way down.
Okay, so you enter from the 4th story.
Yes.
The first thing you notice, and this is fairly immediate for you to tell, is that this is not a 4-story, like you're on the 4th floor. This is a 4-story building, but it's like a warehouse inside.
Okay.
Right? So it's a
Not what I
big open
expected.
space.
Okay.
There's some really large, strange looking objects that take up a lot of the area inside. It's like if someone were to color a balloon but they're 2 years old. So they just like that in the balloon and then like made that real and put them in like places in the thing. So like a really bad kid's drawing of kids coloring of a balloon, but like 50 feet big and up.
There's 4 of them?
There's 3 of those, and there are some, you do see some auras.
Oh god, there's auras
moving around.
And tell me about these auras.
Shaped auras.
Okay. Are they angry?
Yeah. Well, so now you want to sense them. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a sensing. That's your skill.
Okay. I'm not doing aura reading. Or is that not
So that's what a sensing is aura reading.
Okay. Okay.
You can spend some karma to make yourself better at it.
Yes.
Oh.
One day.
God, I never do good at these things. My finger slipped.
All right.
Can I try again?
You can do you can do
I have a NERPS, don't I?
attempts.
I have another NERPS, don't I?
You have one more NERPS?
I only have one though?
I think so.
I know I got
Have
a
you been knocking them off as you
SmackDown,
use
but
them?
I don't want to use a SmackDown right now. What else do I have?
You can force me to re-roll if I roll
I can
something
force you to re-roll?
one time. Yep. So if I roll something and hit you,
roll?
then I didn't
Oh,
roll.
I'm gonna save that because you knocked me the hell out the other day. I'm definitely saving them. Okay, I'll take the hit.
Okay. So yeah, you don't really see what's going on with their auras, but there's maybe 3 or 4 people who are kind of they're moving out and seeming to sort of take places kind of at some corners or some walls or what have you. It's really odd. But this 4-story building, it's basically one big massive area with with sort of a corner at the corner where it would be square. Instead, it's cut off as a corner. And it's kind of hard to see what might be over there. But the other side, you can see that there's space that goes down into the 2-story part, but there's just a lot of weird shapes and masses down there as well that are not.
You mean beneath the
auras.
building, like subterranean?
Not beneath. So you're in the 4-story part, right?
Yes.
So then there's a 2-story part that connects to that 4-story part.
And there's
so when you look in the direction of the 2-story part, you see that there is actually, like where they connect, it's not a wall. There's actually an opening there.
And if it was a wall, it would tell me something.
If it was a wall, you would see the wall and you'd be like, oh, this is 2 separate buildings. But because there's not a wall and it's open, you can see into the other building.
Yes. But I'm going to get a closer look. So I'm going to go down there.
All right. So you swing on down. And what you see down here is really odd. Basically, you're in a sort of an oddly shaped room. Make a memory test. So a memory test.
A memory test. Ooh, plot
memory
twist.
test.
Hoo.
Memory test. So that's on the under your attributes on the left-hand side to the so it's the box on the left, but it's in the row on the right for memory. Okay.
All right.
So we've sort of established that Kaida's like into stuff that happened, 60, 70 years ago and the way things were.
Yes.
And so what this kind of makes Kaida think of, just a little bit, because it's not the same thing, it's not rows and rows and rows of seats, but it makes Kaida think of stuff that he'd heard about old movie theaters, where people would go in and sit down in a dark room and look at a screen in the front of some sort of flat movie that would be projected on the screen. So that's what it makes him think of. That's what it makes you think of. But the differences are where the screen would be is an opening into the warehouse. Okay. At the front, it's not a row of seats. It looks like a big blocky thing that you imagine must be a table, and maybe one seat behind that. Then behind that is a row of seats. And then that's pretty much the size of the thing. And then there's like what looks like maybe it's a couch in the back of the room.
A couch. Okay, so then I zoom back into my body. I feel like there's evil afoot.
Oh,
I think we've stumbled onto a couch making factory. Follow me. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, so I went in there and there was just it was weird. There was a lot of open space and there's like people walking around in circles. I think they're security guards, to be honest, but I couldn't really tell. I tried to sense their auras, but I'm not that good at aura sensing yet. There was this weird compartment where it seems like I actually do have a theory. It's not the couch theory. My theory is that this is a mad scientist lab. And there was an audience section where the mad scientist would sit with his lackeys behind him and watch his mad experiments go awry.
well, it wouldn't be the first lab that we face. Is this a UCAS thing? You guys have labs like hidden in old buildings and you make freaky stuff in it?
That's why I felt like that too. I feel like it would be in keeping with everything else we've already encountered. This is just another lab gone wrong, and we're about to find some superhumans there were these 3 giant things that I could see. I couldn't really get a read on what they were, but they looked misshaped and dangerous.
Living things or
no, I don't know. They weren't living, but neither, sometimes I can't always, if just because it's not living doesn't mean it's not part alive. You know what I mean? Could be like a robot.
Oh, a drone. Okay.
A massive robot, 3 of them. And they're planning to take over the city.
There's people and drones, so I guess we go stick and shock.
It's just speculation. It's just speculation. But there are 3 massive things inside of this huge room with what I think is security guards. I didn't see any mages or any spirits. And then there's this smaller room that's connected to the bigger room where I feel like people are watching whatever the 3. Well, they weren't at this time, but there was a place for them to watch the 3 massive things that I saw. Does any of this make sense to you guys?
As you asked that, I just finished typing and sending a message in AR to Etienne that says, "I don't believe this. Why don't you keep your hard rounds in?"
So nobody understands what I'm saying.
Well,
I nod.
You do understand what I'm saying.
3 humans and also big misshapen things. Got it. I think we're ready.
Listen, that's what I could get.
That's fine. That's good.
No, that's
We
more than we
need
had.
to know that stuff so we can plan ahead. There's people in there.
Well, it's not even just that there's people. It's not the building. If we walk into it, we'll be seen. There's not a lot of places to hide.
Okay.
Well, you and your spirit could help with that, right?
Yeah.
My spirit he's chilling somewhere. I can ask him.
You wanna call up your friend's spirit?
Actually, I don't, because I think there's a different tactic we should use.
Oh, like what?
I think we should go for Etienne's good old faithful tactic of the knock and ask. There's really not much other than... Go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you say there's... Looking at the building, there's no matrix icon running in there, so the people that you saw don't want to be seen.
Okay.
So whatever is going on in there, it's covert. So knocking is probably I'm glad that you associate knocking and asking with me. I appreciate that. But I think right now
the bonding that we did over that syrup, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Now I think we should try and sneak around this one and see get in there and sneak in and see what we can spot with our eyes, like the details that you cannot see when you're in the astral and stuff. And
Okay. I have a question for the GM. When I cast a spell on more than one person, I would have to use a larger force, correct?
No. So here's the
No, so
deal.
I can cast a spell on all 5 of us, and the force will be.
So depends on what spell you're trying to cast, right? So like your mind net, you cast that once on whoever, and however many hits you get, and limited by the force is how many people you include. But let's say you try and turn people invisible. Well, that's a single spell per one person, and for each additional person you're trying to cast on, remember you're getting a -2 that builds, right?
Okay.
But you could cast it at low force, so you're not fighting a lot of drain.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask the team first. So okay, back in character. All right, team. You know what? I've got an excellent idea. Probably the best idea I've had so far. I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself and go in there and get eyes on it. Now I didn't, because when I'm in the astral, I can't always see things clearly. This way, they won't know that I'm there. If it gets hairy, I'm alone, so it's not associated with the group. I should be able to get out of there. And if not, you guys come in and wreck shop. This way,
I think having a scout go ahead is not a bad idea, an invisible one.
What?
But I think, and he turns to Satchel and he's like, sneaking around is your thing, right?
I've been known to dabble in not being seen. Yeah.
If you make him invisible, there's no way anybody's going to spot him. So
I feel like that's a sideways compliment toward me. Are you saying that I'm definitely going to get spotted?
No, I'm saying that if you want no chance of anyone being spotted, we should combine your invisibility power with his sneakiness. Teamwork.
Invisibility doesn't make you quiet. It just makes it so you can't be seen.
Are you taking his side?
No.
I mean,
Fine.
facts are.
I feel like
Satchel, do you feel like you've got that covered? I'm fine with letting you go, but I am former covert ops.
If you'd like to go, you can totally go. But if I can handle it. If you're asking me if I can, I can.
Okay, then it's you.
so no one's going to ask me if I want to go.
Kaida, it not to start anything, but honestly, and I look at Satchel and am eating my words as I say this, but you are too valuable.
Oh.
Now sit down and shut up.
To hear. I'm so mad we said that at the same time. All right, listen. This one time, just because I had a long night yesterday, and I still got kind of a little headache from that guy swacking me in the face, and I don't want to have another one of those incidents. So I'll cast a spell on him and let him have the fun adventure time on my magic. And so, like, right now, inside his head, he's doing a lot of, like, internal bitching. And so y'all can see him in the corner just doing this a lot while he goes to cast a spell.
That's just the visual component of the spell, right?
That's what you think.
Yeah. So when you cast this spell, you're going to choose a force, probably about 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then when it asks for a modifier, you're going to hit -2 because you already have a spell up.
Oh, y'all be killing
fine.
me.
You're
Man.
probably fine.
Can I I can nerfs it though, right? That doesn't stop the drain, though, doesn't it?
That doesn't stop the drain, but the drain's not that big a deal.
He doesn't have
the hits in the front.
Focus concentration, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I only have 1 spell up though.
So that's all. It's only -2.
Okay, fine. -2, force 4. Boop. Ooh. Yay.
Ooh, force 4,
Ooh.
nice. And with the drain of only 3, so you can roll your drain. You don't have to do any minuses there. Drain is always the full amount. So you got it. And now we've got
That's that mage for your
invisible-
ass.
Yeah, that's that mage for your ass.
I'm sorry. Everything that I just did, Kaida did. That was Kaida. That wasn't. So as soon as the spell was cast and it worked, because he was worried it wouldn't. So
Right.
How's it working? Can you guys see me?
I can see.
No,
him.
they
Can I
cannot
see
see
him,
you.
right? But I can
If
see
you're
him.
if you're looking in the astral, you can see. If you're looking in the regular world, you cannot see. So that's how that goes.
That's
All
so
right,
even
so-
as the spellcaster, I can't see. I don't get like a backstage pass.
No, that's just your magic. Your magic does cool magic things.
Cool.
And that's how it goes. All right, so with that, Satchel starts heading forward. Question, Satchel. You have some sort of eyes, yeah? You've either got eyes or you've got glasses.
Yeah, I have eyes.
All right, so that means that with your permission, or actually probably without your permission, but with your permission, Etienne can actually patch your vision into the rest of the team on any
Yeah.
eyes that they have.
See, if you're okay with that,
That's fine. Just don't do too much poking around back there.
no, just your eyes. I'm not gonna go in your comlink and check your things. Don't worry about it.
All right. So with that, Satchel moves up.
Yeah, what do I see?
So as you're approaching the building, because you parked about a block away, and as you're approaching the building, one of the first things you can kind of tell is it's that smell. It's a smell you know well. It's the stench of rotting flesh or rancid meat. Maybe for someone else that would be that might cause them to pause, but it's something that you've just kind of lived with all your life. As you kind of get close, you notice that so you're coming on the 2-story side, and if you're facing the building head on and you're facing the 2-story side and you can see the 4-story part of the building behind it, right, rising up behind it, there's a set of double doors on the right of the building, and that would be the main entrance. Okay, so looking at that, and as you get closer, and everyone else can kind of see this too, there appears to be a tree. It looks mostly dead, like most of the leaves have fallen off of it. A tree that has several skulls hanging, dangling down from maybe yarn or string or something, dangling down from the front of that tree. It looks like about 6 of them, various sizes maybe. And it looks like those double doors are boarded up. There looks like some corrugated steel and other debris to kind of like keep that part from people being able to kind of come in or out of it. There's no windows that you can see on the floor level. You can see that there are also no windows in the front as you're approaching it on the second level. So which direction do you kind of want to go around, or what do you want to do here?
I'll go around. So I head
Okay.
over to you said the left, correct?
So the double doors are on the right. So if you want to go kind of behind, you'll go left. And if you want to kind of go around the front side, it'll be to the right.
I'll go to the left. I'll go around.
All right. So heading to the left, you kind of come around the corner there, look down this alley. You notice that there are no windows on this side of the building at all either. And that there's also, just as you kind of move down past some like old dumpsters, a lot of detritus, there's also no windows up on this 4-story building. It just seems completely windowless. And you get kind of around to the back when you notice, so you come around the back, you see that there's what looks like some sort of a rolling door on the back of the building on the 4-story part. It's down, and looks like if you were to lift that, it would probably make a lot of noise. It's one of those doors you got a chain and you kind of pull it up and it rolls up. But that doesn't have a lot of stuff in front of it or put around it or blocked. It doesn't seem blocked. You can see that the handle on the ground, where the door meets the ground, there's that handle there on the outside that you would use to pull up from the outside. And that's kind of what you see in the back. Not really any evidence of people or anything moving around.
He'll try the door. He'll go up and try the handle and just see how stuck it is, and try to quietly just get the door up enough so he can crawl under.
Okay. Do make me a stealth or sneaking roll when you do that, however. It doesn't actually pull, and I imagine that you're trying to do it quiet enough and slow enough that you're not jerking it or anything, that you're just saying, hey, will this even come up? And then it doesn't. But I would like you to make that
stealth roll.
Yeah.
Sneaking?
Sneaking, yep. Okay.
Got a 3. Should I nerps it?
No, I mean, it's up to you, but you have to use the nerp. You have to call the nerps before you do the roll. So post roll, you can use edge to re-roll your misses. All right. Yeah, so it won't come up as you kind of maybe continue around the building, kind of just scoping the whole thing out. You can see that there's on this side there are windows along the second floor. And then and actually you can see that the 4-story part actually drops down so that the side of the building is all just 2 floors as well. And on the second floor, on this side of the building, are all the windows. And this is the street side. So you're this is the side that faces the street. There is also if you look up, so kind of on the back, there is a stair, a ladder with metal bars that kind of go around, so it's enclosed, that go up to the top of the building. However, that's broken off about maybe 15 feet up.
So I take it I've made a lap around at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I send message to everybody, and I'm like, I think we can get in up here, but we might need Kaida or Gertrude to boost us up here.
Boost?
Yeah. There is a ladder to get up here. The door seems to be locked, and I'm not trying to make a bunch of noise getting in here. But
you want to get in quietly?
Oh yes, I always want to get in quietly.
Wait, can we can communicate through our comm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to get it? Have you gone inside yet?
No, not yet. There is a boarded up door, and then
Gertie can't get over there without me casting invisibility again, and I can't get over there without me casting invisibility again. So one of us is gonna have to do some more magic.
You are the magic.
And who's gonna be? I mean, but who's the quieter one? The trash talking elf or the troll?
I'm not sure if having Gertie stomp around as graceful as she is as a troll, she kind of stands out.
Do you think is that the only way in?
So far, those are the only ways in I can see. Unless we want to move a bunch of corrugated steel or like possibly alert people with this janky door.
I can't levitate him from here, can I?
No, you would have to.
I'd
You have
to
to
be
at
able
least
to
see him,
Yeah,
or it says.
And he went around the
slight
building
touch.
anyway, so I can't see him anymore because he went around the building, right?
Right, not from right where you're at, but I mean, it wouldn't be hard for you to get a line of sight onto him. The question is just whether or not. Let me double check on the spell, levitate. Yeah, so you just have to be able to see him.
Yeah, so from where I'm
yeah,
from,
I mean, it wouldn't be
can,
hard. You could just kind of like pop out and go down the street like half a block and see him down the way.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then. So
All right.
I'm gonna hop out of the car and I've got my trench coat on, and then I pop my collar. So that not like that kind of pop collar, more so I look like I'm just a cold guy walking down the street.
Right.
Trying to be incognito, right? So
are you just trying to be incognito so like people can see you but they think you're not doing anything, or are you trying to be sneaky?
It's like people can see me, I'm just like I'm not doing anything. Actually, no. Pause. Hey, Flea, give me one of those cigarettes.
I got mine from Satchel.
Damn it. Damn it.
I got you, man. And
great.
A little bit of pocket on his jacket and gives it to him.
Okay.
Pulls out
can
a
you light
stick.
it for me?
It's a nitstick. There's not like cigarettes. It's just all vapes now.
Okay, fine. I guess I have to vape outside because Gertie doesn't like drugs. Fine. All right. So I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna pop my collar. I'm gonna walk a few paces away. I'm gonna puff on it. I'm not gonna inhale though.
I lean over to Gertie and go, "Are we letting him do this?"
I don't know what's happening. He just left. He was in the middle of talking and just got up and left.
All right.
Do you want to follow him?
Well, everybody knows what's going on because that's on an internal comm. So the discussion that they were having, everyone knows. So.
But like, he can't
discuss it with the team is why. My bad.
He just got out of the van and we're in a potential hot zone. So again, he is our mage. He's valuable and he's a target. So
it has to be me.
Let's take it in character and just like put that on the comm and say, hey, hop back in.
I was saying that in character.
Oh, okay.
Listen, because I can hear her too, right?
Yeah, we're all on the same.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Flea. The only way he can get to the entrance is if I can see him. I know it's a hot zone, but it's either that or.
So you could stay in the very armored van, and we could pull it around the corner.
If that's too much attention, no one's gonna care about this random guy smoking a vape.
There's no one walking around in the street, so if there's a guy walking around, maybe that would.
Which is more conspicuous? Inconspicuous? Conspicuous?
I don't know, man. I just learned your stupid language, so
I clearly don't know it well enough either. Which one is more?
I think we don't separate the mage outside of the armored van.
So then we risk driving a van, opening the door, watching me levitate this guy.
I would rather take that risk than to have you walk over there, you levitate the guy, and then someone somewhere around here spots you.
Where we just said I saw that there was no one around here sensing.
Did you check the buildings?
In the buildings,
you checked one building.
So why don't you come back? Look, I can drive real fast.
That's fine.
So if there's trouble, we can peel out of here and then come back and grab Satchel.
Okay, great.
And I do have windows. So if you can look out the window, then we don't have to have the door open. Yep. Unless you have to have the door open. I don't know how it works.
I have to have the door
cast
open.
Magic. You can cast magic through glass as long as you can see, because you can see.
You didn't tell me that the other time. I asked you.
Oh, if you want it, so if you want to cast a spell that creates damage, right? That starts at you. So if you want to do a fireball, you can cast that through a window. You're just that fireball has to go through the window, right? but levitate is not some sort of thing that's going to like
But
smash
remember
something.
when I wanted to cast the very first spell I cast was clout, and you
Right,
said that
and
I
that's a
had to
thing
like
that
reach
it's
out
a
of the
punch.
car.
Yeah, it's a magic fist that starts at you and
Right.
travels from you to the target.
Okay,
So
I
if
get
you
what you
cast
mean.
that through glass, you can, but the fist is going to then go through the glass and smash it.
Okay. I got back in the car.
I mean, I guess we could just pull the van up and we could all just climb up.
That's what I'm
using the top
saying.
of the van.
At this point, since we're driving the van, we might as well just do that.
She can drive the van sneakily.
He'll drive
guess.
casual. That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
We drove
Yeah.
here.
Speed limits.
So then why did we cast invisibility on him?
Because him inside is what we need to be quiet. Outside is not as like there can be danger,
Okay.
but then once he's inside, if he cannot be seen, then they don't know that there's someone inside. There's just a van parked outside.
And that's there's a van outside, guys, but who cares?
I mean,
Okay. If you all feel like a big ass van driving up next to the side of this window,
Can we
right
move on? Can we please? The group made a
Driving
choice.
casual
Let's
closer
go.
to the building.
Good.
So you can get within visual range of Satchel.
All right, yeah. So you pull the van up about 20 feet, and then you've got that sort of visual range down the other street towards Satchel, and you can cast levitate from there.
But we just said we were driving up to the building.
yeah, we did.
So I
Oh,
don't need
are
to
you?
cast
Okay,
levitate.
I'm sorry. So, all right. So with that, you make that right turn and head down to where Satchel is invisibly waiting to for the van to pull up under the, I guess, the ladder thing that comes down, so that he can climb up on top of the van and then go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think there's been miscommunication. I thought I answered that as like we drove close enough so we can cast a spell. I'm sorry. I just didn't.
Okay, so are we driving up to the building or just close enough so you can cast the spell?
I will drive up close enough to cast the spell, and if there's nothing suspicious around, like if it doesn't look like we've been spotted, then I will continue to drive up to the building to do less, to put less stress on Kaida for having to cast additional spells.
Okay, yeah. So as you kind of pull around, Gertrude, go ahead and give me a perception test. All right. You see the tree with the skulls dangling down that you know is there, but and as you kind of pull in, you don't see any movement. You do notice that as you kind of go down a little further, that there's the windows on the second floor that that run down the building. There's no light inside the building that you can see coming from that. There's no some of the glass is broken in places. It's not boarded up at all. So maybe whoever is in there is just counting on the fact that people aren't going to climb up to the second floor there from outside to get in. You don't see anybody or anything that indicates that you're out here. And eventually, I mean, you feel confident that nobody is seeing you if you roll right on up to the other corner of the building.
Then I will do so. It's well, I don't see anything. I don't see anybody that looks like they're paying attention to us. So I'm going to keep pulling up so that he can climb up on top of Darcy, and you can save your magic.
Sounds good.
All right. Satchel, Darcy pulls up under the ladder.
And I make sure to give her a wide berth because I'm highly aware that I'm invisible and I'm not trying to get hit by an ambulance.
That would be ironic.
Thanks for coming. As he jumps up and scrambles up to the top of the van, and then jumps over to the ladder.
All right. Give me a gymnastics test with agility just to make sure you don't somehow absolutely flub this.
So
you're not
gymnastics?
going to, but yeah, gymnastics.
If you don't have it, you roll agility at -1.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's easy. You just kind of hop up onto the bumper, grab the top, boost yourself up. That puts you within easy reach of the ladder. You pull yourself up and start climbing to the top, where you find the roof is generally flat. There are, like the air conditioning units and stuff that probably aren't working. And the vents come out and go into the building, but there are 4 skylights up here actually that are one of them's like half smashed on the side. Couple of them are actually mostly functional. They might have like some plywood boards kind of covering some of the panels, where you imagine that the glass must be broken under that, but somebody put boards on there to keep the rain out or something. And there's but yeah, it's glass. What you doing?
Do you guys see this?
Yep.
No, I start making my way around the room.
Not room, you're on the roof.
Oh yeah, I make my way and like look down through the skylight. I mean, yeah,
Okay. So as you kind of maneuver around, the skylight with the glass that's broken and there's no boards covering that, there's sort of some sort of mechanism underneath that has a closed thing. It looks like there's the windows, but then underneath there's some sort of metal thing that can open and close to like allow light in or not allow light in. That's the only one that's closed like that. The others, the ones like they have boards or they're good, those look like they're all opened up, and you can see kind of the daylight that is kind of pouring into the thing. It's a very large interior warehouse, like interior, and there are, well, those are trees. Those are like big, full-grown trees in the park trees. The ground looks like you look like you're looking down into a jungle, maybe, and like kind of off to the side, hidden beneath and behind the trees, you see maybe there's like a building of some sort, like an old building, and that's what you see just looking in. If you would like to make a further perception test, you should.
totally do that. And you said that the trees aren't speaking to you, Kaida?
They're not speaking to me. I mean, I assent.
Yeah, when you see, so when you see in your vision stuff that
I thought I saw anything that was alive.
You do. So Satchel is looking in there, and there's trees. Those things, those squiggly whatever big things, those are trees, but they have no auras.
They're part of the decor.
Is that normal that a tree wouldn't have an aura?
When they're made of plaster and whatever else they use when they're fake, exactly.
Right. So my question, so when I said the trees weren't talking to me, that's because these aren't real trees.
Exactly.
That's what you can kind of come up to.
Okay.
So, all right.
It's a little theme park, so yeah, there's fake trees and fake buildings and shit.
All right. One moment here. Ugh, I keep doing that. Gertrude received a smackdown. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you definitely are looking down there. You don't see any movement. There's definitely nothing moving down there. It seems very quiet, very still. You notice that, I mean, other than its trees, and it looks like a forest floor, so like there's definitely maybe dirt or whatever. It doesn't look trashed, right? It looks somewhat orderly, like a park or something.
So, Kaida, where did you see the people again? I'm not seeing anybody up here.
They were spread out from the room. They might not have been people. They were alive, and they were moving about the room from one spot. They spread out, and then they kind of just stood there, which is why I felt like they were security guards. But they might have either moved on to another area, or they might have left, or they might have saw us drive up to the side of this building. But I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
I mean, it wasn't accusatory. I was just trying to get an
I
idea.
mean, I didn't feel that way. I don't care.
And so, yeah, I relay this to the people. I relay this to the team in the van. Actually, they can just see it. And I try to open up the unboarded skylight flue. You said that there's like a little door, right?
Right. So 3 of them are open, so that because that's how you are seeing down there. There's one that's closed.
But the other ones were boarded up and whatnot, correct?
The other ones they're not. It's not that they're boarded up. It's that where the glass is broken, they have covered it. Right.
Got it.
And so then those ones are open. And then the one where it's not open, they haven't covered the broken parts of that glass.
Gotcha. All right. I understand. So we can get in through these skylights, it looks like. Does anybody have any rope or some rappelling equipment?
I have climbing gear, so I can help everyone out. But if Kaida could help with some of the concealment, that would be great.
Yeah, I got my gear too.
Concealment? What do you mean?
The thing your spirit did the other time that made us like not invisible, but harder to see from the outside.
Yep, that's a thing.
That's a thing your spirits can do. Now, from what I gather, it's kind of hard to summon spirit, but if you could do it, that'd be very, very useful.
Is it harder than casting invisibility on 5 people?
I don't know. I don't know magic.
I was asking Kaida.
I'm deciding what
not.
it's gonna do. All right, I'm gonna summon the spirit.
All right. What kind of spirit are you summoning?
Air.
Air. Okay.
Ooh,
and are we?
He looks cool.
Are we defaulting to Force 6?
I don't know. It's not giving me an option for a force.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna roll the counter.
Okay, well then my first one's the one that counts then, not the second one.
Okay. Yep, that is it. All right, so I'm gonna roll some dice to see if the spirit comes through. So you get to keep 6 of those against a 6. Here we go.
Oh!
So you now have a spirit. It is Force 6. You have 5. There we go. You've got 5 services with it.
5 services.
5 services.
Hello, gentle spirit. Are these spirits the same ones that I see? They're the same spirit,
right? What do you mean?
Like the last time I
well, this is an air spirit. So the last time you summoned
No. This is the same spirit from the airport.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you.
Well, that was an air spirit, and I'm asking if every time I summon an air spirit, is it the same one?
No, not every time you summon an air spirit is it the same one.
Okay.
But in your headcanon, it can be. And then that would
Okay.
kind of make it be yes.
I like that he has like that they're his homies because he doesn't have friends otherwise. Because he's a loner. Okay. Hello, gentle spirit. It is wonderful to commune with you again. I'm being asked to protect my friends and to conceal them. So I'm going to give you only one order at the moment, since there's no danger. And I'm going to ask you to what's the word? What do I call this? Or just make them invisible?
Use your concealment power.
Use your power of concealment on all 5 of us.
Okay. With that, everyone else notices that each of you sort of kind of fade a little bit into the darkness, into the shadows of everything. It's not, it's not invisibility. Nobody disappears. But you feel like if they were to duck into like a shadowy corner or something, that you would lose them pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's cool. So we're going in as Etienne is loading APDS in his gun. He was told to go to live round, so he's not gonna half-ass it.
Be careful on that. Be careful on that ladder. It's kind of crickety.
All right. Yeah. Who's going up first in what order?
I'll head up first, so I can kind of cover them from the roof.
Okay.
And I have climbing gear, and I'm pretty decent at this. So.
All right. So you make it up there fairly quickly. Anyone that does not have the gymnastics or athletic skill group will need to make an gymnastics roll if you're climbing up on top of Darcy.
So I'll have to roll that at a default.
Right. Okay. Easy enough.
Guess Etienne is gonna get out of the van, but cover our rears as the others are gonna climb up behind him.
Okay. And Kaida?
I'm gonna levitate up there.
Okay. So let's go ahead and have you cast Levitate.
I gotta cast it this time.
Yeah. When we're in mission, when we're doing things, it's important that you cast, because if you take drain, then it impacts.
I'm just being funny. What's
So you're able to move pretty quickly, levitate up there pretty quick. All right.
Gertrude, are you coming
Gertrude?
in?
Yes. And it's a -1 if you don't have the gymnastics or athletics.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If it helps at all, I would help anyone else coming up after me.
Yeah, easily get up there, and then it's a little bit tight in the ladder, but it was made in since the awakening, and so it does have it is sized for trolls. It's just kind of tight. And so now all of you are on the roof.
Etienne is gonna climb up after everyone. He hasn't yet.
I didn't catch what you said. I think there's like a glitch in the.
He's coming up.
Yeah, I didn't. Etienne was
Okay.
near the van, taking cover and waiting, but he's coming up now.
So everybody is now up on the roof. There's several things to tie off on. If you wanted to tie a rope and kind of dangle something down. Again, if you are going to do that, you're either going to have to break glass or pull a board or something off of one of the skylights, or kick open the closed one.
Is there any kind of roof access up here, like a door that might lead to the inside?
No, there is not. The way that anyone like maintenance or something would get up here would be the ladder back in the day, which would have come almost all the way to the ground, and then they would just hook it up and pull it down. But
Cool.
Once we get all down into the room, shall we proceed the way we did in the last building? Someone covers our tail, someone steps forward, opens the door, takes a peek.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was a good formation. For now, let me see if I can maybe put off some of these wooden things quietly. I mean, it's better than kicking open a thing.
Do we need them open right now?
Do we need to get in?
Yeah, you can't get in without either kicking open the one that's closed,
Oh,
or
I see. I thought
breaking
there was
glass or
one that
pulling
was
the
hanging.
boards.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say they're open, I mean that the flue inside underneath the glass is open to let in the light.
So I go and help Etienne pry up some boards so we can get down.
I mean, between our three options, I think it's the one that we have the more chance to not attract as much sound. Well, anyway, noticeable sound.
So what I'm gonna have you do is, and if you're assisting each other, you can kind of roll. Whoever's assisting can roll first, and then the other person can roll the next. It's gonna be body plus strength.
I guess I'm gonna assist Satchel. He's gonna be. He seems to be a more sturdy guy than I am.
So I roll body and then just add my strength value to it.
Wait a second. I'm gonna help you. So what's gonna happen is that you roll body plus strength plus whatever hits I get that Danny lets you keep.
Oh,
Right?
Right.
Okay.
You get a +1.
All right. So yeah, it's gonna be body plus strength plus 1. You're able to easily pull it off. From everyone that's close enough seeing what's going on, you can hear like the sound of like whatever nails they have kind of put into it kind of pop out, but it sounds muffled. It sounds like if you were underwater maybe or something. That sound, it's not carrying as far, it's not as loud of a sound, but but you can hear it because you're looking at it, and so you're knowing to listen for the sound. It's
Thanks.
possible that somebody
Thanks, Spirit.
yes, it's possible that somebody below could have heard it too, but you feel pretty good about it being muffled enough to where it's probably not going to have caused enough noise. So with that, what are you tying off to?
I don't have any rope. You
We
said you have some?
kits, yeah. Peace, and I have gear that could help us. As someone who has industrial engineering, can I find a good anchor to tie our ropes to?
Make a check. There's lots of things that look like you could tie off to. You just got to keep in mind it's been 20 years since anyone's done any maintenance or cleaned anything or what have you. So, yeah, you find one of the air conditioners that are close enough. You find like the anchor point. You double check to make sure it's not rusted out or anything to where it's gonna snap, and you feel pretty confident that it will hold.
Okay, so that's where I help Peace.
And as a matter of fact, you can actually probably find multiple anchors as well, depending on what your intent is going down.
Yeah, if multiple anchors are necessary, we, as mentioned earlier by Gertrude, we have a big girl with us, so that might be necessary.
I mean, so the rope will hold Gertrude. That's not so much the point. The point is you can go down one at a time, or if you have 2 ropes, 2 at a time, or 4 ropes, etc.
All right. Well, we can go 2 at a time. Yeah, let's have that.
So maybe Satchel and Flea go first, since they are on the quieter side.
Sure. Etienne, watch our back.
Yep.
All right.
Please watch our back, especially mine.
I look around the roof and go and gesture for Satchel. Wherever you are, after you.
Please, ladies first.
So ropes, you throw the ropes down.
Mhm.
Okay. And you say that, and then you hear Satchel from the nowhere say, "Ladies first."
I shrug and I grab the rope. I'm gonna rappel on down.
All right.
And I fall
The
asleep.
thing about 2 ropes is that you can both do it at the same time.
I just don't want that thing where like we both like go kind of at the same time and then our like asses bump as we're going like, and then it's just awkward again for everyone, and then we end up having breakfast at Gertrude's.
That is
That's
a
a
threat,
legitimate.
promise.
That is very much a legitimate concern. All right, one moment here, as we are going to move. Over
Or
to
what if
here.
he's invisible? What if we grab the same rope? That would just. Ugh.
This is why I let you go first.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and reveal some areas. Okay, so we are moving over to this map, this new map. I'm covering some places up because you are entering from a different place than I expected, which is A-OK. So I am going to reveal what you can see inside. So everyone's up on the roof. You guys will be heading inside. So there's sort of a toothy area. That's where the opening into the 2-story kind of building is up in that direction. So that's where you would kind of be able to see it once you get down there into that other side. So we're going to use the free fall skill, or body -1. Body is the default on this.
So body -1 if you don't have free
Body
fall.
-1 if you do not have free fall.
Nobody has free fall, Danny. Come on.
I just rolled my free fall.
Oh damn!
Get wrecked.
Good on you.
I'm
Because that's a skill.
military and stuff has happened.
Yes, free fall is the way to go. All right, so 4 and then you 5. All right. The 2 of you zip down really quickly. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Flea, please give me a perception test.
Is this one of those surprise things that I should use combat sense for?
This one. Oh wait, actually, you have combat sense. You don't need to make this first test. Make a
Okay.
reaction plus intuition test.
Okay.
As you are zipping down this line, unfortunately, your threshold is 3, so you don't notice this as an arrow. Zips out of the darkness and actually hits Flea kind of in the side about 2/3 of the way down as she's going down. That is going to be 7p -1 to your armor. So go ahead and give us a soak roll.
So that I click on my little armor guy, right?
Your little armor guy, it should prompt you for any positives or negatives. So it's going to be -1. Oh, all right. So unless you want to reroll misses or anything, and actually that was your defense. It should have been your. I guess it wouldn't have been the shield. It would have been your. So we'll actually have you roll that again.
Oh, I clicked the sleeping tiger, right?
Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, that's what you want to click.
That's better.
Okay, that is better. So you take 2 physical as you are descending, so that it smarts. You'll live.
We
You
have
hear-
contact.
You hear a grunt. Yeah, you just hear a grunt.
She has plenty
Alright.
of trauma patches and gauze in the truck. I checked.
That's helpful right
Okay.
now.
Since I guess that was part of the bio monitor reading, we're all aware of that.
Everyone's aware, but also unless you want to make a composure check with a target of 2, she's gonna say something like, frag, dreck, as she's kind of zipping down, and that happens.
Yeah, my point was more, should we go in initiative or something, or
I don't know yet.
So I made a composure check because I'm trying not to yell out, like in case this is like a trigger of some sort and it's not people. I don't want to be like, "Ow, that hurt," really loud. But I will as I'm hitting the ground. I'm gonna say, "Was thinking about a new piercing."
All right. Let's try. So you do hit the ground. You don't cry out. The biomonitors do indicate that there was a high stress spike for Flea. What are you doing once you hit the ground?
I'm trying to see where the arrow came from, and trying to take advantage of me being invisible to get over there and see what's up.
So what is Flea doing?
So she landed and is immediately going to head in the direction of that the arrow came from. I
All right,
assume.
go ahead and make a perception test.
Yeah, I assume if it's in my back, it would be behind me. Ah, shit.
You don't, as you're moving in the direction, you don't notice anybody or anything. Satchel, go ahead and make a perception test as well. All right. You, however, do see somebody.
We don't have my net up, right?
Nope.
No, but we can communicate through Matrix and stuff. We're still connected on that level.
Oh, so
All
you
right.
guys can still see what I see, right?
Yes, but they're seeing exactly what you see. So if it's a dark, shadowy corner, they're seeing the dark, shadowy corner. And just because you're registering that there's someone there doesn't mean that they do right away. So, but you can say, "Oh, there's a guy right there," and then yeah, they'll key in. But you do see somebody kind of up there. Looks like he's wearing some sort of just like a leather vest, maybe. He's got his bow and arrow knocked, but he's not moving. And he's just like holding really still as you are running up in that direction.
Oh, we got contact over here in the corner.
Is it Neil, the Orc Barbarian?
It is.
Oh shit, we're coming down. We're coming down.
All right.
And I'm moving towards the guy. I'm trying to sneak up, like permission to take this guy out. He says to flee.
Non-lethal, please.
Gotcha. And so, yeah, he's going to try to sneak up on the guy.
Okay, so the guy's up. So there's the wall, and then it's like a large sort of boxy structure with that's hollowed in places, and he's up on top of it.
Oh, well then in that case I'll take out the the black scorpion. Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
And then I'll let a couple shots rip, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
And once this action has been made, we will go into initiative. Oh, I see. All right, so he is going to make a defense check, and once he makes that defense check, everyone will see him because you'll now have seen him move. Semi-auto. So you hit him. What were you shooting with?
Stick and shock. Stick
and shock. All right, so and you don't actually go loud because you have a suppressor on that bad boy. So good to go on that. It hits him, and he is definitely kind of rocks back a little bit, and then forward again as that impacts, and he kind of has to grab the side of the thing to keep from falling forward.
I'm just gonna let's move.
And as you say that, let's get everyone to roll initiative.
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
pre-edge it. My initiative.
I didn't. Don't forget to click your token.
Don't forget to click your token.
Can we have tokens for those who are not?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Because I'm not inside yet.
All right, you can have tokens. You are, if you're not inside, then your token is here, but you're up on the roof. About where they appeared when they went down. There you go. Sorry about that.
I think that's
I
my
did
token.
click on it. Why did it work?
I love how Gertrude's token is so much bigger.
All right.
Bro, I suck at
It
this.
has to be that big to hold her heart.
Oh,
There we go.
Hey, dude, stop rolling initiatives.
What?
You have enough initiatives.
I want to get the best initiative that I can. So I gotta roll it like 15
that's
times.
not how it works.
Wait, what? That's not how you do it?
15 times?
I'm not rolling it 15 times. I'm rolling it like 10 times.
Oh.
Yeah, just once for everybody that's here. All right. So in order from top to bottom, we got this. Okay, so Flea.
Me?
Yep, you.
Okay, so I can see this guy now, right?
Yeah, you see him. There he is.
Um,
Shot you with his bow and arrow. He's totally got a bow and arrow.
and he's up on a thing, which makes him hard for me to reach, correct?
Yes, you cannot reach him without trying to climb up it.
Can I please use my action to do a better perception of the area to see if, like, the rest of us is covered?
Perception +3.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
As Flea looks around, she can see that there are definitely people posted up in high places. This guy's in the tree up here. This guy is actually in the tree right there. And this guy is actually in the tree over here. So you see them in the branches up there. So those are the people you can see at this point. You also notice, so what I'm about to do is do the same sort of like jigsaw reveal in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. That's where you can kind of see that there's that's a kind of a room of some sort. You can tell there's movement in there. It's really dark, so you can't see what is in there, but you can definitely tell there's movement in there as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little spin around as I'm looking at this and getting all these visions, and I'm gonna point at the building where the dude was, and then call like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or 9 o'clock rather, so that everyone like kind of knows the position of where I'm seeing people.
Okay. And my mistake, there is not someone at 7 o'clock. There's, that was for me to know where he was, but that's,
Oh, okay.
you don't see a person there.
Okay. And then with that, if I still have any movement left, I'm going to try to find a place to take some cover. So I think that would be closer to the building, correct?
Sure. You can try to get under the trees, kind of around the side of the building if you want.
I never know how to do movement with Shadowrun.
So I have made it easy. Your movement is agility times 2 is walking movement. Any faster than that, now you're running, and that uses up all your free actions for the rest of the turn. And 1 square is going to just count as 1 meter.
Oh, okay. So my agility is 6 times 2 is 12, so I can move 12 meters.
Yep. And it's not perfect, but it's what we'll go with for now. All right. So are you doing anything? You do have, yes, you do have a simple action left if you want to do something else with it. I don't know what you would do.
Is agility boost a simple action?
Agility boost is a simple action.
How lucky for me!
All right. So you're doing that before Satchel can go, and actually, pretty much before anyone else does anything. You guys are still up on the roof, so this door smashes open in the front right here. And this guy comes charging out straight at Satchel. Just with a big old axe.
I think we found the barbarian.
I told you he was here.
And he is going to try to make murder.
It's murder.
-1 though. I'll look at the last dice. All right, so I need you to make a defense test at -2 because his reach is 2.
All right.
He's got 8 hits, so you need to get 8 hits out of, look at your reaction plus intuition, that's your base dice pool. So 5 plus 4 is 9, so you only get to roll 9 dice. You need 8. So
you might want to use one of your either edge or smackdown or something to get your ass out of there, because
so if I use a smackdown, it just gives me 4, correct?
It gives you 4 net hits, so 4 more than you need.
Gotcha. Oh,
so you will not get hit by this attack if you do that.
We'll do the anti-smackdown right
now. Okie doke.
By the way, my agility boost, I rolled terribly, so I'm going to post edge it.
Okay. All right. You know what? Also, Satchel, I mean, I rolled a lot of dice, but keep in mind that you do have a reroll for me as well.
Oh, well then, yeah, I will just make you reroll. Let's do that.
Okay. So save your smackdown.
I will save smackdown. Yeah.
And I will just do an attack, and maybe he'll get less than a 7 or an 8. Yeah. Good job. I re-rolled that from an 8 into a 3. So now you can just roll a defense and maybe not get hit. It is a -2 still to the defense. And if you want to add some nerfs or something to it, you can.
I'll go ahead and nerfs.
All right, so add a 3 to that. Yeah, he comes charging, and Satchel manages to just, at the last second, sidestep as this axe just comes down and buries halfway into the dirt below. And with that, my bad, I was not watching the clock. So what we are going to do is with the reveal of Neil the Orc Barbarian, apparently, and surrounded by several archers, with 3 of the party still on the roof needing to get in, what's going to happen to our team? You'll have to find out next week. thank you everybody so much for joining us. Thank you players for just coming together and bringing us to this point of drama where I'm going to murder all of you, or probably not.
Hey, it's
we'll see
better.
everybody.
It's good to take a break from us almost murdering each other. So
Yes, someone else is gonna murder us. Yes,
I'm fine with this.
That's gonna bring us closer together.
Oh, the murder.
Yeah, that's that's what happens.
A team that
So yeah,
kills
we'll see
together.
everybody.
Chills
See everybody next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.